Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum. Today I'm gonna solve chemistry paper 2-3 for the session of May-June 2023, and the variant is 22. We have the subject code of 5070. The marks for this paper is 80. Let's start the paper. We have question number 1. Over the years, this is the pattern of the question now. Question 1. Choose from the following oxide to answer the question. We have carbon monoxide, carbon dioxide, calcium oxide, copper oxide, iron oxide, water, sulfur dioxide, silicon dioxide, and zinc oxide. Each oxide may be used once, more than once, or not at all. State which oxide is neutral. Obviously, we have water. For the answer, H2O. Okay. Reacts with calcium oxide to form slag in the blast furnace. Whenever the question is asking slag, so we have to use SiO2, silicon dioxide. Reacts with warm dilute hydrochloric acid to give blue color solution. Whenever we have the blue color solution, we need to use copper oxide. So the answer would be CuO. Then it is amphoteric. What is the meaning of amphoteric? Amphoteric oxides are those oxides that reacts acid like a base and reacts base like a acid. So the only amphoteric oxide from the list is zinc oxide, ZnO. The next is contains an anion with an oxidation number of positive 3. So we can see over here Fe2O3. Fe has an oxidation state O3 and oxygen has O-2. So oxidation state of +3 would be Fe2O3. Next question. It decolorizes acidify aqueous solution of potassium permanganate. So potassium permanganate is KMnO4 and it decolorizes SO2. So here we solve the question number 1. Now question number 2. The question number 2 is group 7 includes the element fluorine, chlorine, bromine, iodine. Chlorine is a green gas at room temperature and pressure. State the appearance at room temperature and pressure. So its appearance would be black gray solid, and its nature would be solid. So we have to write both the answer, black gray solid and solid. B part, chlorine reacts with aqueous potassium iodide in a displacement reaction. Displacement reaction is like chlorine takes the place of the iodine and iodine takes the place of chlorine. Explain in terms of electron why chlorine is an oxidizing agent in this reaction. Because we can see that chlorine here has an oxidation state of 0 and over there the chlorine has the oxidation state of -1 and 2 multiplied by -1 would be -2. So its oxidation number is decreasing. Decreasing, it means it is reducing, so it is act as an oxidizing agent. So chlorine has gained 2 electron, that's why it acts as an oxidizing agent. So we will write chlorine has gained 2 electrons. Next, state the oxidation number of iodine O2. Obviously oxidation of any gas is 0, So we will write 0, or we can write like 0, like that. Describe what is observed during the displacement reaction. Color changes from colorless to bromine. Yani iodine color, it changes from colorless to bromine brown. Its color changes from colorless to brown. Now the next question is, the rate of diffusion of fluorine gas is greater than that of chlorine gas under the same condition of temperature and pressure. State what is meant by term diffusion. Diffusion means the particles moving from higher concentration to a lower concentration. So we need to write here, it meant that the particles are moving from higher concentration to lower concentration. And we know diffusion depends upon its molecular mass. Explain why the rate of fluorine diffusion of fluorine is greater than the rate of chlorine under the same condition. Because of their mass, which I was telling earlier, rate of diffusion depends upon mass. Mass of fluorine gas is smaller than that of chlorine. Though fluorine has a relatively low molecular mass, fluorine mass compared to chlorine. So the rate of diffusion increases as the temperature suggests why using idea about kinetic energy particle theory, kinetic particle theory. As we know that kinetic particles means particles are moving, it increases as the temperature increases and the kinetic energy increases and more particles will collide. So increase in temperature means particles have more energy, so they would collide more. So question number 2 is complete. No. Question number 2 is completed. Now the next question is question number 3. The question is about the preparation of salt. Zinc nitrate is a soluble salt. It is by the way, all nitrates are soluble. So you could write here all the nitrates are soluble. It is prepared by the reaction of insoluble carbonate with a dilute acid. The equation of the reaction is zinc carbonate in the form of solid reacts with 2 moles of nitric acid in the aqueous solution. It will produce zinc nitrate in an aqueous solution where water and carbon dioxide is also produced. A sample of 4.50 gram of zinc carbonate is added to 50 centimeter cube of 1.30 mole per dm cube of nitric acid. Show by calculation that zinc carbonate is in excess. First, we need to find out the molecular mass of zinc carbonate, that is ZnCO3. We can see from the periodic table that zinc have a molecular mass of 65, carbon have 12, and plus 16 into oxygen have 16, then 16 into 3, we'll add them, it would be 125. Now zinc carbonate have a mass of 4.5 gram, okay, and we have the concentration of this, and we have a volume which is in terms of centimeter cube. We need to divide it by 1000, so we could use it in the standard units dm cube. Okay, first we need to find the number of moles of zinc carbonate. So the number of moles of ZnCO3 would be mass divided by molar mass. 4.50 divided by 125. The answer would be 0.036 moles. Okay, now we need to find the moles of nitric acid, which we can by multiplying its concentration to its volume. So moles of HNO3 would be concentration 1.3 multiplied by its volume, that is 50, and if we convert it into the decimeter cube, the answer would be 0.065 moles. Now we need to compare HNO3 moles from the equation and zinc carbonate from the equation. We know that 2 moles of nitric acid are required and 1 mole of zinc carbonate. If 1 mole of nitric acid is required, then we can divide it 1 by 2, that would be 0.5, and if we have 0.065 moles, then it would be 1 over 2 multiplied by 0.065. The answer would be 0.0325. Okay, wait a minute. Okay, the answer will be 0.0325 moles. Now we know that we have 0.036 mole and the answer is 0.0. Now we know the excess of zinc carbonate would be by subtracting 0.30 0.036 minus 0.0325, and this would result in the excess of zinc carbonate, that would be equivalent to 0.072. okay, so the excess of zinc carbonate, we find that once the reaction is finished, State why the mixture is filtered. Yes, mixture need to be filtered because we want to remove the excess of zinc carbonate. To remove the excess of zinc carbonate. Okay, describe how to make pure dry zinc nitrate crystals from an aqueous solution of zinc nitrate. First we need to heat the mixture slowly. Until we reach the saturated point. Yeah, saturated solution. Then allow it to cool. Crystal will start to appear. Next, filter the crystal from the solution. And wash them. And dry using towel or any filter paper you can use. You need to write only 3 points. You would score 3 out of 3 in it. The next question is, lead chloride is an insoluble salt. It is prepared using a precipitation reaction. Name 2 aqueous solutions that react together to give a precipitate of lead chloride. So it would be, all nitrates are soluble. I mentioned already that all nitrates are soluble over here. So we can say that we need lead nitrate for lead chloride and HCl. Lead nitrate, and you can write the formula as well, PbNO3 whole twice, or you can write HCl, or you can use NaCl as well. So question number 3. The next part of question number 3 is part 3. That is, aluminum sulfate is a soluble salt. It is prepared by the reaction of an alkali and an acid. Name the alkali and the acid we use. So we can use alkali as ammonia. And for the acid we can use H2SO4, sulfuric acid, you can write, or in the form dilute. So question number 3 is completed. Now we will move to the question number 4. The question is about the compounds that contain magnesium and nitrogen. The formula for the nitrate ion can be written as nitrogen 15(7) minus 3 nitrogen. Complete the table: electron, neutron, proton. First we need to write the number of protons, that are 7, and we can find the number of neutron by subtracting from atomic mass to its atomic number. 15 minus 7, it would give 8. We know number of proton and electron are equal, but it gains 3 electrons, so the electron would be 10. So this is how we're gonna score 3 out of 3. Easy picking and easy answers. State why the formula of for a magnesium ion is Mg plus 2 rather than Mg plus 1 or Mg plus 3. We need to show them electronic configuration because magnesium have, from the periodic table we can say that its atomic mass is 12 and its electronic configuration is 282. So it requires to remove 2 electrons from it. So we can write magnesium lose 2 electron to have stable outer shell. The next part is C. The formula for a nitride ion is N-3. Deduce the formula for magnesium nitride. We know that magnesium has a formula of Mg plus 2 and nitride has a formula of N-3 nitride ion. So formula would be Mg 3 and 2. Writing this number below and writing this number. The next part is magnesium nitrate is an ionic compound. Predict 2 physical properties of magnesium nitrate. So it's an ionic compound. We need to write any 2 properties of. We can write it conducts electricity in the form of aqueous solution. So we would write conduct electricity in aqueous solution and it is soluble in water, dissolved in water, it has high melting and high boiling point. You need to write only 2 points. It has high melting and boiling. Okay, calculate the percentage mass of nitrogen in magnesium nitrate. Give your answer to 2 significant figures. So we need, again over here there's some maths involved. Mg NO3 whole twice. Magnesium has a molecular mass of 24. We can write 2 because of this, and nitrogen has 14. Oxygen 16 into 3. The answer is 148. So we need to find the percentage of nitrogen. Nitrogen have 2 atoms and 140 divided by its total mass and multiplying it by 100. The answer would be 18.9, and we need to round this to get the 2 significant figure, that would be 19%. Okay, so that was an easy question. Now we will move to the next question. It is question number 5. Okay. Carbon reacts with steam to make carbon monoxide and hydrogen. This reaction is reversible reaction. The forward reaction absorbs thermal energy. Carbon plus hydrogen, carbon plus water would give you carbon monoxide and hydrogen gas. An equilibrium is formed when the reversible reaction happens in a closed system. Explain why the reversible reaction must be in a closed system for an equilibrium mixture to be formed. Because if equilibrium is not established, in equilibrium is established only by forward reaction, and forward reaction and backward reaction become equal, so particles would not escape if the system is closed. So that's why we need to close the system. So we will write it allows to reach equilibrium as the reactants and products products are not reactants and products are not allowed to escape. The next question is second part of it. Predict what happens to the position of equilibrium when the temperature is decreased and pressure remains constant. We need to apply the Le-Chatelier principle here. Le-Chatelier. So first we need to predict. We would predict that backward reaction will decrease. Because the temperature is decreasing. Now we need to explain our prediction. Forward reaction is always an endothermic. To overcome the decrease in temperature, the backward reaction will increase to get the equilibrium back. So we will write to overcome the decrease in temperature, the backward reaction will backward reaction to get the equilibrium back. Now next is also about the same type of question. Predict what happens to the position of equilibrium when the pressure is decreased and the temperature remains constant. Explain your answer and also give prediction. The prediction would be it moves to the right and we can see the forward reaction will increase. So we will say that it moves to the right or we can write forward reaction will increase. The decrease in pressure result from the backward reaction the decrease in pressure results from the backward direction more moles of gas on product side compared to reactants. As we can see this from the equation, the product have 2 moles of gases and the reactant has only 1 mole of gases. So that's how we explain this prediction. Now moving to its B part, predict what happens to the rate of backward reaction when the temperature is decreased and the pressure remains constant. Our prediction is rate would decrease. It would the rate. The explanation of this answer would be the particles start to move slowly, they have less kinetic energy and less amount of collision. So we would write it like that. Particles move slower because of lower energy and the chance and particles having less chances of collision. Which result less amount of collision between the particles. Okay, so the rate of reaction will decrease. The next question is predict what happens to the rate of backward reaction when the pressure is increased and the temperature remains constant. So we will predict that temperature would increase as it increases. So we'll write our prediction as it increases. Its explanation would be the equilibrium will shift to compensate the increase in pressure. It will shift to compensate the increase in pressure. Or more particles per unit greater collision frequency. This means the reaction is increased. So we can write more particles per unit volume, or particles per unit volume or you can write also, but you need to write only 2 point. collision frequency will increase and chances of collision will increase. Increased. So this question was about rate of reaction. This was a very long question carrying 9 marks, and most of it was applying Lee-Chatelier principle accordingly. The next question is about energetics and about exothermic and endothermic reaction. This is a very simple question carrying 5 marks. First part is carrying 5 marks. The question is about the energy changes that take place during the chemical reaction. Now we know that nitrogen reacts with oxygen to form nitrogen monoxide. The reaction is endothermic. This is a key. You need to highlight this. Then the reaction is given nitrogen plus oxygen would give you nitrogen monoxide. Drawn on the axis provided in figure 6.1. The reaction pathway diagram for this reaction include labels for the axis, reactant, product, enthalpy, and activation energy. This is an easy 5 mark. First we need to plot the axis of the reaction. We need to write here, that is reaction pathway. Now from y-axis we will write energy. Now we need to plot it. For endothermic reactions, the level of reactant should be lower compared to the level of energy of products. So we'll write products, reactants. So now we need to write enthalpy change or activation energy. So enthalpy change is always the difference between products and reactants. So we're gonna show over here, that is delta H, and activation energy would be from reactant to the highest point of energy, that is activation energy. Or even you can write like that. This would also activation energy. Now you need to check all the ticks axes. We have shown reactants, we have shown product, we have shown enthalpy change and activation energy. Same way next year for exothermic reaction it could come. So there are easy 5 marks which you need to practice very well. The next question is about the same energy changes, but now we don't have to plot, but we need to calculate. Hydrogen reacts with bromine to make hydrogen bromide. Hydrogen hydrogen bond, bromine bromine bond, and 2HBr. Calculate the enthalpy change of this reaction and use the bond energy which are given. 436 for hydrogen hydrogen, bromine bromine 193, and HBr for hydrogen bromide. So we need to calculate two types of energy. First we will show by for bond breaking energy. This is how we're gonna calculate. Hydrogen hydrogen bond have 436, and bromine bromine bond has 193 amount of energy. We need to total, that would be 629 kilojoule per mole. Now we need to form the bond formation energy. 2HBr. So 2HBr means 366 multiplied by 2HBr. Can see 2 into 366, the answer would be 732 kilojoule per mole. Okay, we need to calculate delta H, which would be 629 minus 732. You can write over here, it is bond breaking energy and it is bond forming energy. And the answer would be minus 103 kilojoule per mole. You could write it over here, minus 103. So the question number 6 was so easy and you could had carried 8 marks in it. Easy 8 marks, and students love to solve these kind of questions. Now we will move to the question number 7. Question number 7 belongs to our favorite topic, that is organic chemistry. Ethene, butene, but1-ene and but2-ene are alkene. The displays of the formula are given. State the general formula for the homologous series of alkenes. So homologous series of alkene is CnH2n. But1-ene and but2-ene are structure isomers. State the meaning of structure isomer. Isomers have the same molecular formula but different structure formula. They have the same molecular formula but different structure formula. Now draw the displayed formula for butene. So we need to write the formula for the we need 4 carbon atoms because it is butene. Now 2-ene means we need to draw double bond on the second of carbon 1 2. Now we need to complete it by 1 2 3 1 2 3 4, and this is how we're gonna draw butene. So simple question and simple structure. But1 is an unsaturated hydrocarbon. State by why but1 is an unsaturated compound. Every unsaturated compound should have a one double bond between carbon and carbon atoms. So we would write here it has carbon carbon double bond. Easy 1 mark. State why but1 is an hydrocarbon because it contains hydrogen and carbon atom. It contains Now we move to the its B part, and its D part is but1 reacts with steam in the presence of a catalyst and reacts with bromine. Draw the structure formula for the product of the reaction with steam in the presence of a catalyst. So we need to show catalyst and also we need to draw butene. So could write over here but1 double bond C and another C. Then we need to show the hydrogen atoms. and extraction was with steam. So steam means water. We need to write this formula. Now we need to write the product which would be formed, and butanol would be formed. We need to write the catalyst. We can use catalyst as sulfuric acid H2SO4. So the formula for the butanol would be C C C C, and over here we will write OH H H H H. So this is the formula of butanol. CH3 CH2 CH2 CH2OH. You can write in the condensed form as well. Draw the structure formula of the product of the reaction with bromine. Now we have addition reaction of bromine. Same way we need to write carbon butene, which is this C double bond C hydrogen 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 and hydrogen hydrogen hydrogen. Can write here, and bromine would be Br2, or we're gonna use the same catalyst H2SO4 for this reaction as well, and the reaction would form 1,2-dibromoethene C. Over here we will write bromine, over here we will write bromine, hydrogen 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 H. You can write its condensed form over there as well, which is CH3 CH2 or CH2 CHBr CH2Br, or you could simply write show by structure. I think drawing structure would be more easier for the students. By writing this formula you can confuse by the number of hydrogen atoms. Ethene is a covalent substance. Yes, we know that. Draw a dot and cross diagram to show the bonding in the molecule. Include only the outer shell of electrons of each atom. So we need to draw the dot and cross diagram. Pardon my drawing. So this is how we would draw dot and cross diagram for C2H4 for ethene. Explain why ethene has a low melting point. Because it is a covalent compound and it has double bond in it, so that's why it has a weak intermolecular forces. So we will move to the question number 8. That was also an easy question. The question is about electrolysis, and you can see right now The table shows some information about the electrolysis of three different electrolyte using graphite electrodes. Complete table 8.1 with the names of the products at each electrode. Concentrated aqueous potassium iodide. So at anode it will produce iodine, and over here hydrogen. Dilute sulfuric acid. Dilute sulfuric acid at anode will produce oxygen, and at product at cathode would be again hydrogen. Molten lead bromide. At anode it would be bromine, and at cathode it would be lead. So now we move to the B part. Give two reasons why graphite is a suitable material from which to make electrodes. It is a good conductor of electricity. It is a good conductor of electricity, and it has a high melting point. You can write this as well. It is non-reactive to the other substances. This you can write also this point as well. It is unreactive. So any 2 points would be clear. And aluminum is manufactured by the electrolysis of aluminum oxide dissolved in molten cryolite. At the anode, oxide ions react to make oxygen molecule. Construct the ionic half equation for the electrode reaction. So it would be 2O minus 2. You need to balance this as well. O2 plus 4 electron. So 4 electron over there or here. So question number 8 is completed. Now we move to the question number 9. Question number 9 is a sample of clean dry air contains 0.04% carbon dioxide in volume. Calculate the number of molecules of carbon dioxide in 480 dm cube of clean dry air at room temperature and pressure. 1 mole of any gas contains 6.02 into 10 to the power 23 molecule. That is Avogadro's number. We need to highlight the important information in this question. Now we first need to convert its percentage into volume. Means percentage of carbon dioxide in 480 dm cube will be 0.04. Eliminating percentage divided by 100, multiplying it 480, the answer would be 0.192 decimeter cube. Now we know that 24 decimeter cube of CO2 carry 1 mole, and 1 dm cube of CO2 will carry 1 by 24, and 0.192 moles would carry CO2 1 by 24 multiplied by 0.192. After multiplying it, we would get 8 into 10 raised to power minus 3 moles. So we know that we have to find the number of molecules by multiplying given particles to the Avogadro number. That would be given particles. Now we have the number of moles 8 into 10 to the power minus 3, and Avogadro number is 6.02 multiplied by 10 to the power 23, and answer we would get here is 4.816 into 10 raised to power 21. So this was a simple question of moles and percentages. Now move to the part B. Complete combustion of fuels such as gasoline makes carbon dioxide. One of the hydrocarbon is gasoline, has the molecular formula of C9H20. Construct the equation for the complete combustion of C9H20. Remember, for every combustion reaction, we know that two products are always formed, that are carbon dioxide and water, and without oxygen combustion reaction could not place. We need to balance this as well. Carbon has 9 atoms. We can write over here carbon is balanced. Hydrogen has 20. Hydrogen has here 2. We need to multiply it by 10. Now we can see that hydrogen is also balanced. Now we need to balance oxygen. 9 into 2 18. 18 plus 10 28. 28 divided by 2 here 14. The answer will be here. So now the equation is completely balanced. So we will move to the next part. The higher level of atmospheric carbon dioxide led to increase in global warming. Give one adverse effect of global warming. So we can write many. It increases the temperature. Worldwide temperature is increasing every year due to global warming, or melting of ice, loss of habitat. There are so many adverse effects of global warming. You need to write only one over here. Describe how the presence of gases such as carbon dioxide in the atmosphere causes global warming. Carbon dioxide is a warmer gas because it absorbs a lot of thermal energy. So we will write CO2 absorbs thermal energy. Next we need to write another point for it, and it also reflects the thermal energy. The last part of question number 9 is carbon dioxide is removed from the atmosphere by photosynthesis. State the word equation for the. We need to write the word equation over here. Don't need to write the symbol equation. Carbon dioxide. This is the most famous reaction which you know since your childhood classes. Carbon dioxide plus water would give you glucose plus oxygen. So now we will turn to the last question, that is question number 10 for today's paper, and of polymerization. Proteins and PET are polymers made by the reactions called condensation polymerization. The diagram in figure 10.1 shows the structure of a selection of a protein. Draw the general structure of amino acid monomers used to make protein. So for amino acid we need to know that nitrogen is the most essential compound. We need to fill nitrogen's 3 atoms like that, and we can write over general formula for R. For any alkyl radical, we'll write here R. Then we need to see double bond oxygen, and we need to write OH. So this is a general formula for amino acid. Proteins are polymerides. Name one other polymer. So we can write nylon as other polymer. This was a simple question. Next, the question looks so complicated, but when you read the statement, it's quite easy question. Now we move to the next part, that is part B. PET is a polymer used to make plastic bottle. The diagram in figure 10.2 show the structure of PET. Name the linkage present in PET. The linkage would be ester linkage. Easy, one mark again. Proteins and PET are both made by condensation polymerization. Describe the difference between condensation polymerization and addition polymerization. So you can write only 2, but I would write more than 2 points for addition polymerization. Or you can write over here condensation polymerization. For addition, no other product is formed. So no other product is formed. You can write over here the simple molecule are formed for condensation. Next, it has the same empirical formula as monomers, has same empirical formula as the monomer. It does not have the same empirical formula as monomers. Or you can say that it use monomers with carbon-carbon double bond, or you can say use monomers with 2 functional group. ठीक है, use carbon-carbon double bond monomers or use 2 functional group. You need to write only 2 points. I'm just writing an extra point. Now the last part of question number 10 on our paper is describe 2 environmental changes that is caused by the disposal of plastics such as PET. You know that plastic is decomposes very slowly, so we can say that accumulation of plastic in the oceans, accumulation of plastics in the ocean and formation of toxic gas. So hopefully you have a better understanding of this paper now. If you need to acquire any other question, you can comment and ask me about any question. I would explain in more detail. So best of luck for your upcoming exam, which would happen in next 2 days. I hope this video you will find a very helpful resource. Allah Hafiz.